those were the days. Remember when we used to see this beauty just gracefully soar through the sky and then land like an airplane on the runway? Oh, it was awesome. What was that thing called again? Oh, right, the space shuttle. But that's not the space shuttle. That's the Buran, and it's Russian. Let's talk about that.
Go for deploy.
Hey guys, Tori here from Overlook Horizon. Welcome back to 2 Minute Tuesday, which is where we cover a space or science topic briefly for about 2 minutes, or as close as I can get to it, every Tuesday. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. And as usual, let's jump right into it and put 2 minutes on the clock and get to today's 2 Minute Tuesday. The United States Space Shuttle program will forever be an iconic era in spaceflight history, but the program made our Russian friends very concerned that it could potentially be used to launch military stuff. So, not to be outdone, the Russians decided they were also going to build their own version, but starting from scratch would have been very expensive and time-consuming, and as you might have noticed, the Buran looks almost identical to the space shuttle, and that's because they did what any highly competitive nemesis would do, and they stole it. But is that the full story? You see, the space shuttle tech was never considered classified, so really it was a little too easy. Early on, they simply purchased copies of documents directly from the US government, but eventually they resorted to computer hacking to steal designs of propulsion systems, airframes, computer systems, all of which saved them tons of time and money. But as anyone that's a fan of the Buran would tell you, the Buran is not so much a copy of the space shuttle, it's actually more of an upgrade. It's kind of like Shuttle 2.0. You see, the Soviet Union took those plans and actually engineered an arguably better platform that solved and improved upon a lot of things that plagued the shuttle program. First, the Buran had no integrated rocket engines like the space shuttle, which meant refurbishment time between flights could be much faster. The Buran got all its lift from the Energia rocket. This rocket had its own guidance systems and had multiple configuration capabilities, so it could be flown as a single stick all by itself, or with 2 side boosters, or with 4 side boosters. This meant that the rocket could launch a much larger payload than the shuttle, and it could also launch the Buran or a completely different uncrewed payload altogether. The Buran also did away with the dreaded solid rocket boosters. The shuttle SRBs prevented any abort in the first 2 minutes of flight. Instead, the Soviets used liquid-fueled boosters, which could be throttled or shut down for an abort scenario. Also, the boosters for the Energia were not built in segments, so there was no concern about leakage through any O-rings like would cause the Challenger disaster. Additionally, the Energia rocket was not covered in foam like the shuttle's external fuel tank. Pieces of that foam breaking off was a constant problem for the shuttle and ultimately doomed Space Shuttle Columbia in 2003. Ultimately, the Buran only flew 1 time, although it was fully autonomous, something that the shuttle could not do, but unfortunately for them, this came during the final chapter of the Cold War, and by 1991, the collapse of the Soviet Union and the economic crisis in Russia that followed left the Buran and its infrastructure to decay. So that's this week's 2 Minute Tuesday. Did we go over again? Probably, but does it really matter? I think we all know it doesn't matter. If you have other burning space questions you want me to cover, drop them in the comments down below. As always, be sure to click the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.